I just want you all to see what a huge metropolis in a developing country is like. Just total pandemonium, haphazard logistics. It's amazing that people are just not crushed to death in this mess. But somehow people are very likable, like this gentleman that just let us pass now. And I'm looking for not the bus terminal, but where the bus companies are, so that I can manually purchase a ticket and receive instructions as to where the shuttle will pick up. And I got very vague instruction as to where to go to purchase the bus tickets. Supposedly all of the companies are clustered in one block or two. Somewhere around this square. This is Taksim Square. You've seen it in my videos before in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I mean, just look at everything going everywhere. It's Saturday night too, which is quite big, in part because most Turkish people work 6 days a week, not 5. And apparently, if I take on an English teaching job, if it's a full-time contract, that's likely to be the case for me as well. I'm not entirely sure if I'm willing to do that. In one way, I like to be as busy as possible, but you do have to have kind of a grip, and I haven't been quoted an exact salary for the next interview that I have coming up, but I know that it'll be approximately half of the salary of what I would make in South Korea, and with an extra day of work. Although there is definitely more culture and more thinking involved here than you would expect there. And perhaps it's a price I'm willing to pay. And what more can I say? Oh, back to this bus ticket mission that I have now. The thing about it is Turkey and Turkish is yet another high context language, which means that while you can purchase things electronically, as a rule you have to negotiate your way through something. So instead of just like pointing in a direction or having one thing written down somewhere, everything is unintentionally arranged so that you have to ask a few people questions in order to get what you want. Whereas in low context cultures and languages, you typically, everything is explicitly written down in most cases, and you really don't need to speak to anybody to get what you want because the paper tells you. And especially in a developed economy, most things are done electronically anyway, which is actually not good for employment and requires a lot more years of training and skill in order to perform the jobs. And it's bad. It's globalization. But once you get used to that, it's very hard to deal with this intensive way of getting things that you want, because it's made us a little bit antisocial in the way we obtain things. And also, I find that, how can I say, it makes people who become accustomed to those technologies not want to deal with other places. So people tend to stay in the matrix more. They will go from city to city and not bother to go into the countryside as much. And that has more of a stranglehold on how money circulates as well. So I may extend my stay at yet another hostel as the one I'm staying at now, and the other two from before are all fully booked tonight as well. And then invest in an old, not an old, but I say old because it's an old format, a Lonely Planet text, because while the internet provides unlimited resources for researching travel, very often it is just too extensive, and there isn't a roadmap laid out for you. And while it's bad sometimes to have scripted travel with the Lonely Planet system or other travel manuals where there is some graft involved, I think it will help me keep a grip on everything that's happening. One last thought as well. You may have noticed that there is a fair bit of poverty here, and most workers are making probably around $600 to $1,000 US a month, although the minimum wage is more like $400. But you'll notice that there are you've seen fabulous demonstrations of wealth around as well in these shots. And a lot of these cars, in fact, probably all of them are imported, which means there's some kind of tariff at work. And that means that people are investing quite heavily. And I think for now, well, let's see if I can give you a sea view before we cut this short. Or rather, it's a bit long actually. Once you're settled in a place, I tell you, in this city, stepping out into the public, while it's a little bit hectic as you can see, it has a really uplifting feeling, kind of.
I'm just reading.
And it's a very social place, so you never quite feel alone here for sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.